Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. How's everyone doing today? Let's do a daily YieldMax report and see how the YieldMax stocks are doing. I was happy to see Jay has uncapped the upside on virtually all of the stocks, just like we've been suggesting. Okay, so last week, these were the call spreads they had. They had 10 of them on. And 2 of them actually ended up making extra money. You can see where it's green. That means the call spread part of the call, that the bot call went in the money. So that was awesome. We got a little bonus money in JPMO and APLY. So this week they've done it on whatever, 23 of them, it looks like. Now there's a couple that are on 2 lines because they had multiple tranches. I wasn't really sure how to handle that. I'm still working on the spreadsheet, but for instance, on AIYY, they sold the 23.5 strike in AI for 40 cents. They bought the 24.5 strike for 13 cents. So they made the difference. Whatever 40 minus 13 is, 27 cents. They made 27 cents. Now in the old days, they would have made 40 cents. They're taking less money, but they still have a chance at some upside. That's how these call spreads work. Now AMDY, they wrote the 157.5. They bought the 165. Those are the prices they paid. You can go down here and you can see that Aptly, Babo, Coney, AMZ, Fibby, GUI, JPMO, Murni, Misty, Infly, Nvidia, Sky, Tesla, Zomo, Crash, and Ybit all have uncapped upside. But you can also see in column I that none of them are taking advantage of it yet. We need the market to rally more. They need the market to cooperate. Coney's going down right now. You can see it's the furthest one away, but we have some that are close. Infly is about to, it looks like it's getting close. Now let's go up here. I put a couple of these trades in. Option strat. I thought it might be interesting to look at. For instance, well, here's the Babo trade. I think it's interesting to look at the profit and loss graph. Look, that's a great looking profit and loss graph. That is the profit and loss graph a call spread gives you, okay? Remember what that looks like. This is the profit and loss graph a covered call gives you. Nothing wrong with covered calls. In lots of instances, covered call is actually the better choice. Depends if the market's going to rally or not, right? See this white line underneath? This shows you the other strategy. So you could see we need it to go like to 92.45 or above, and then it beats the other strategy, or 91.40. Looks like 91.55 and above, it's beating the other strategy. The call spread's a better idea. Anywhere less than that, the covered call is a better idea. So I like the call spread idea because I think these things pay so much. Well, what does Babo pay? Probably, I mean, these things pay 40 and 50%. No one needs to make 40 or 50%. You can easily spend some of that 40 and 50% and make, 20 or 30%. You buy the call behind it like these guys have done. Then occasionally when the market rallies, like it is today for Chinese stocks, you'll get a positive outcome. Let me include this again. If you look at the heat map today, where's FXI? This morning they were up. Last time I checked, they were up. Come on, where's FXI? It was right. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, 2.17%. You can see the whole Chinese sector. I mean, look at all of them. They're, other than Yang, they're mostly all up. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have AMD. That's the AMD call spread. Well, let me show you this. Here's another reason why I like call spread. Look at, or just sell options in general. Look what a huge advantage this trade has in your favor. If AMD does nothing, this trade will make $750,000. As long as AMD doesn't drop by Friday more than 1.2%, this trade will make something. And AMD can go up unlimited and make something also. And if it goes up more than like 2.8%, it starts making bonus money. So if we have a face ripping, rally towards the end of the week and AMD is up 5%, it happens lots of weeks. It happens. Be a $3.1 million windfall for the people that hold AMDY. This really makes these investments a lot more interesting, let's just say. The call spread is not always the better alternative. You have to know what the market's going to do to know what the right alternative was, but it presents a big tactical advantage, I think. So let's see, that's AMD. Let's see what else we have saved here in option strat. There's that AIYY. There's Airbnb trade. Here's the Apple trade. Look at this huge advantage Apple has. They're just rooting for Apple not to drop more than 3.6%, and they'll make something. And, and God forbid if Apple should go up, more this week, they can really make a lot. So makes these YieldMax a lot more interesting to follow. Makes it a lot more interesting to follow, especially the fact that they aren't capped. I was especially happy to see that Crash isn't even capped. Okay, so all these funds are bullish covered call funds, except for the inverse funds like Crash, Fiat, and Dips, and those are bearish funds. So instead of covered call funds, they're covered put funds. Well, to uncap the upside on a covered put, you have to buy another put even further out of the money. So in Crash's case this week, they trade Tesla options. They wrote the 232.5 option. They did this last Friday. They got around $4, but then they bought the 220. So they went way under 232.5. They bought the 220 for $1.20. So if Tesla should drop more than, lower than 220, this trade could really work out in their favor. The other thing is a lot of people are playing these trades as part of a pairs trade. They're playing Crash at the same time as they're playing Tesla. Well, what traditionally happens is one side gets capped. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Tesla's uncapped right now, as is Crash. So they're both uncapped. All right, I did not get the inverse profit box on here. I'll try to have that done by tomorrow. All right, let's see what else we have to look at. Single stock buffer. Tesla and Tesla is really doing well today. Let's look at the chart of these guys. Yeah, the stock's blowing up. Now, Crash isn't doing so well because it's inverse, but oh well. All right, so let's see what else we have. I never talk about SONY. It's lagging quite a bit. Look at SMCY outperforming SMCI. That's nice. That's what we like to see. Now, is SMCY and I uncapped? Let's go look. I believe it is. Pretty much everything's uncapped this week with a very few examples. Somehow SMCY, and maybe I missed it too. I think surely it's uncapped. I'll check on that. I'll check on SMCY because I can't believe that's not capped. You think I would have caught that? I've been working on this report since last night. The YieldMax takes a lot more work than Defiance but also it has more interesting strategy variations. But I've been working on trying to get this. I mean, I spent like 4 hours on this, so I'm going to be really pissed if this one does have. If I did miss something on this, so let's look at the holdings. All right, so 430, 470, and 430.1. So 1018, 1018. So they have capped upside. They are purely capped. I guess we can put this in there real quick. So they wrote the 470. They wrote the 470. So let's see what this looks like. All right. All right, so there's where they need to get above. They don't have very far at all. Oh, I take that back. But they're totally capped. They are totally capped. So I'll make the box red to signify. Then yellow means they aren't totally capped. But in any event, so they pretty much maxed out what they can do for this week. So they can always roll. We'll see what happens. We'll monitor it. It ought to be fun to look at. Also, we'll root for some of this column I to start turning green. Hopefully, if the market can rally here, we'll get this to turn green. Let's see what the indexers are doing. Let's see what the indexes are doing at this hour. NASDAQ kind of going sideways from the open. It's right about on the top line of the profit box. If you're a Defiance fan, I know a lot of YieldMax people don't like Defiance. So SPX is all the way above the profit box. So that would be the profit box for JEPY, which is another Defiance fund. Let's check Russell real quick. Also, Russell's the weakest one of the bunch, right? Yep, Russell actually opened up at the top profit and then top of the profit box and then sold off. Well, all right, guys. Be back at this time tomorrow if you want to watch the YieldMax report. I'll try to think of better charts or something to put in there. I don't understand why it's not a very good report, but oh well. Hopefully somebody's interested in what's uncapped. Maybe even though it's not a good report, maybe someone will watch it and be able to pull the data off my spreadsheet or something, or be able to. Hopefully somebody figured out something they didn't know before by watching this. But other than that, this has been a bust, I'm afraid. I'll work on making the report better, and I have a lot of things to fix. I'll go back and fix those, and we'll see how it looks tomorrow. All right, guys, take care.